stop. Try this warm up before art class anytime that you just want to loosen up and get ready, get warmed up before you draw. I'm Miss Jess. I'm a homeschool mom and an online teacher. I'll show you how. While I love using a pencil, I'm setting that aside for this warm up and I'm using something more permanent. Now, why is that? Well, that's because this warm up is not about perfection. And by eliminating the pencil, we eliminate the temptation to erase and start over. We want to just commit to what we're putting on the paper. That is what this warm up is about. So I will be using this Sharpie permanent marker. If you're going to use something like this that may bleed through the paper, then make sure you put a second sheet of paper underneath your warm-up sheet so that you will not have any bleed through onto the table below. For this warm-up, it is very simple. We are going to make some simple shapes together, and we're going to do it multiple times on our piece of paper, filling up the space. What we're going to do is create a circle. Now, don't worry if it's not a perfect circle. It's just about warming up. Now, through that circle, we're going to make a line. Going through it, try to aim for the middle. And another line, trying to aim for the middle. Awesome. And now, finally, we are going to make a bump and a bump to connect from one side to the other. Bump and a bump. Excellent. A bump and a bump. Awesome. A bump, and a bump. Now, if yours is crooked, if it's not quite right, if that pinpoint middle is off center, if your bumps are not even, don't worry about it. This is a warm up. You can't expect everything to be perfect right away, and you don't want it to be perfect anyway. You just want to try to warm yourself up and get yourself ready to draw. So we are going to repeat this process again and again just to get our drawing muscles warmed up. Sometimes you'll have a better looking one. Sometimes it won't look very good. You can try different sizes, try different speeds, see what happens, what difference it makes when you slow down and think about your lines versus when you're just quick. Try it many ways. It almost looks like a little flower, doesn't it? It's a flower warm up. It could be a flower, or maybe it could be something else. Now fill your page with this warm up. And if you want, you can even do it again if you want to continue warming up. No matter what you do, as long as you are doing this before you start your art project, you'll be just a little bit better warmed up and able to handle whatever's being thrown your way than if you just went into it cold without warming up. It's like an athlete that has to warm up and stretch their muscles. You need to stretch your art muscles too. You can't just expect to go in cold. Feel free to take your time to make even more of these if you'd like to. Fill up your whole paper if you want to, and play around with the lines being longer and shorter. Art is really cool because you're an artist and you can have a unique way of creating art. There's no right or wrong way to make art. So even with this warm up, make it your own if you'd like. Give it a little twist, give it your own style, try different things, explore, see what happens if you do something a little differently. All right, now I've filled my paper pretty well. You could even play around with overlapping this shape if you want to. Now, if you want to warm up your coloring skills, then you can color in these little warm up flowers that we've created. So that could be quite fun. You could color in each little section different. You could experiment with different marker techniques or colored pencil techniques. This is a great place to try out something new because it's not an important piece of artwork. It is just a piece that you used to warm up. So if something doesn't work out, it is not a big deal. You should always be experimenting with new techniques with your art tools, and this is a great place to do it, right on your warm up sheet. And here's what it looks like colored in. How fun is that? It's almost like stained glass. So you can make your warm up into an even better warm up using some coloring tools, testing out some of your supplies. It could be markers, it could be crayons, it could be colored pencils or paints. I hope you've enjoyed this warm up and that you'll do it with me again in the future before you do more drawing tutorials and art projects. Save this video so that you can practice this warm up anytime before you are going to work on art. And follow if you want more tips about how to teach your kids all about art right from the comfort of your home. Stop, collaborate, and listen.